No, your eyes are not deceiving you. No, this is not a dream. I'm giving away some of my very best postcards for free, and if you're watching this video, you can get some. Those free postcards, my very best, to resell or keep, can be yours. I've never done this before, obviously, and I will never do this again. I will never make another video like this again, but there's something very special that's about to happen in my life, particularly my brother's life. He wrote his very first book, and that book is coming out next month. And my brother is a very, very talented writer. He's been working on this book for several years, and I was lucky enough to be asked to read the book before we're actually in the editing stage. So I was reading it not only for my own enjoyment, but also to catch any typos and stuff like that. So my brother, obviously you don't know anything about my brother, but he's really into fantasy. He loves Lord of the Rings. And this is one of the differences we have. We're very similar, but this is one of the differences we have. So I don't really like fantasy books. I don't really like Lord of the Rings or anything like that. So to be honest with you, or before I started reading his book, I didn't know if I was gonna like it. And I'm an honest person, but I do protect others' feelings. So if I had read my brother's book and not really liked it, I would have said, Thomas, I loved your book so much. It's a great book. It's gonna do amazing. It's an incredible book, but I would not do this video if I did not truly, truly love the book. And I told him as soon as I finished his book that it is one of the best books that I have ever read in my entire life. And I 100% believe that with my whole heart. And I love reading. I don't have as much time to read these days, but his book is truly incredible. And I cried at the end of his book. It's just such an amazing story. And I can't believe that my brother was the one to write this book. So, yeah, I'm giving away postcards in conjunction with his book because I truly believe it deserves so much more attention. And, for any first-time author who's self-publishing, it's obviously very hard to get traction and attention for your book. So, I want to help him out in any way I can possible. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the book, and then after that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the postcard giveaway, if you're interested in that. But I'm very excited about both. More excited for the book, obviously. But this is my brother's Instagram. I just wanted to show this to show the amazing pictures he took. So this is his book. It's called Alan Dreams of Giants, and everything about it is amazing. The cover art, I chose this picture to show because he is also giving away postcards if you pre-order the book of his own. So you can see on the right there is a postcard, and this is a better picture of it, but he illustrated these postcards to give away specifically for the launch of his book. So if you're interested in not only the book, but getting a very cool and very unique postcard to go along with it, you just need, oh, excuse me, you just need to email him to let him know that you pre-ordered and send a screenshot of your pre-order, and he will send those until he runs out. So a little bit more about the book. It is called Alan Dreams of Giants, and it is a fantasy book, but he does such a good job of making it so much more than that because, like I said, and he knows this, I'm not interested in fantasy books usually. I've started Lord of the Rings, could never get into it. I have read Game of the Thrones, which I guess is did I say Game of the Thrones? Game of Thrones, which is fantasy, but in general, I'm not really interested in fantasy. This book, I would say this book is good for anyone who likes fiction books because there's not really any specific genre I would pin this book as. I mean, maybe if you only like smut, this book isn't for you, but if you appreciate good quality fiction, even if you don't necessarily like fantasy like me, then this book is for you. And it's such an enjoyable read. When he sent me the copy of his book to read, I thought, because he sent it maybe, or I got my hands on it maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the deadline for the edits were due, and I was like, okay, well, I've got to, make sure I read an hour and a half each day, and I was like setting up a schedule for myself to read the book because, I obviously didn't want to let my brother down and wanted to make sure I got through with the book by the time edits were due or by the time he had to make the final revision. So I started reading it one day and I could not put the book down. I think the first day I read it for 5 or 6 hours. I'm not a super fast reader, so I think the book is 400 pages. I don't know what it ended up being, but it's not a super long book. It's not a super short book either. It's a medium book. But yeah, I'm not a super fast reader, but I sped through this book and I think it was either 2 or 3 days I finished this book in, and I loved it so much I didn't even list postcards for 2 or 3 days. All I did was read this book. So that should tell you how good this book is. And again, I just can't believe that it's something that he wrote. I don't want to spoil too much of the story. You can see on the screen the synopsis or a brief synopsis. But it does have a lot of fantasy themes, which, I liked, even though I don't like fantasy books in general. But if you're into fantasy books, you'll like those even more than I did. But really, what I loved about the story is the heart of the book. And at its core, this book is a story about overcoming loss. And yeah, it's making me tear up just now because this book is so incredible. And yeah, I'm not ashamed to admit that I cried at the end of the book, and it was just such a powerful story. And uh, I've read hundreds of books in my lifetime, and this book is easily top three. One of my other favorite all-time books is East of Eden, and I haven't read East of Eden recently enough to decide between the two, but this book is up there. So, I don't ever do videos like this. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, I only talk about postcards and eBay. And again, like I said at the beginning, if my brother wrote any old book, I wouldn't have done a video. I would have just been like, oh yeah, yeah, really nice book. I loved it. But he did not ask me to do this. I don't know if I think he wants me to do this. I'm not 100% sure though, but this is something that I really wanted to do for him, and I hope that it can help him out. So I talked briefly about who I think this book is for, but I was thinking more about it, and I think this book, I mean, it's coming out next month, near the end of November, and I think it's the perfect Christmas gift for people who love books, because if you have somebody like that in your life, it might be difficult to find them gifts, and they probably already have their favorite authors, and you don't want to get them like the latest Nicholas Sparks book or the latest James Patterson book. But this book is such a deep cut that any reader in your life will be very impressed that you found this. Because number one, there's a 99% chance that they'll have never heard of the author of the book. Number two, there's a 99% chance that they're going to love the book and be very impressed with not only the book, but with your gift giving ability. So I think it's the perfect gift. Super affordable. You can order it from Bookshop, Barnes & Noble, or Amazon. I'll put the link to this page in the description and in the pinned comment. 370 pages. November 22nd is the day it comes out. But whenever your preferred retailer is, you can order the paperback from them. I think there is a digital copy too. I ordered the paperback, so I'm not 100. Yeah, Kindle version's only $4.99, paperback $16.99. I like hard copies myself. And bookshop.org, I think may have been, oops, did I just close out that page? Bookshop.org, I think may have been a little bit less expensive. Let me check on that. So yeah, $15.80, bookshop.org, you can't beat that. And this is for the soft cover version. I myself prefer, an extra 5% off. I myself prefer hard copies of stuff. So I ordered the paperback. But yeah, the ebook is even more affordable if price is an issue for you. But, with something this good and this cheap, I think it's a no-brainer. But yeah, not only, I think the book is 100% worth it. Don't get me wrong. It's too cheap. It should be more. You'll probably finish the book and you'll email me and say, hey, what's your brother's address so I can send him more money, because I felt like for $16.99, I really ripped him off, and I should have paid more for this book. But not only is the book that affordable and that great, I am giving away postcards to anyone who pre-orders the book. So let me make myself big here again since I'm done showing the screen. One second. Thank you for bearing with me. Let's see. There we go. Thanks again. So I am giving away my best postcards to anyone who pre-orders the book and emails me just a screenshot showing your pre-order. So send that to daniel@mailseum.com. And I did want these to fit in an envelope. I don't mind losing money on this giveaway. I mean, obviously, I'm going to lose money on this giveaway, but I wanted to limit my losses. So I wanted to give away a number of postcards that could fit in an EcoSwift mailer and ship with a 2-ounce stamp. And I think that limit will be around 5. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give away 5 of my very best postcards to anyone who pre-orders the book. And what do I mean by my very best postcards? Well, they're the postcards right behind me. These are the postcards that I pulled myself. Sorry if the camera is shaking a little bit. It's securely attached, but not, not enough to where it doesn't move at all. But anyway, I'm giving away 5 of my very best postcards to anyone who pre-orders and emails me a copy of your receipt, no matter what retailer you order the book from, bookshop.org, Amazon, or Barnes and Noble. Just send that to me. And these postcards, they're postcards that I hand selected to list myself on eBay, and I normally try to shoot for postcards that I think will sell for at least $10 to $15, and my average sale price has been around, recently 19 or so dollars. Some weeks a little bit higher, but that's what you will get. I will mail them to you for free. All you have to do is send me a copy of your pre-order and your address, and those will go out right in the mail. Again, I could do more like 10 or 20 or 50 even, but I did not want to have to do ground advantage shipping in case a lot of people are interested, and I wanted to do something that I knew I could do for every single person. And that is 5 postcards and 5 of my best postcards. I don't really list any postcards around, or I very rarely list postcards in the $4 to $5 range. But even if you sold all of these $4 to $5, even if you sold all of these 5 postcards at $4 to $5, you would still be making money and getting an incredible book. So it's just a no-brainer, really. You shouldn't even be watching this video anymore. You should have already clicked the link in the description and the link in the comment to pre-order your copy of the book. But if you're still here, I'll talk to you a little bit longer about the book before I go away, since I know I didn't do a full video this week. But yeah, I would not be making this video. I mean, I've gotten better in recent years, but I am honest to a fault sometimes with people that I love, and I will tell them the truth, even if the truth is hard to hear. For my brother, for his first book, I would not tell him if this book was bad. I would have said I liked it either way, but I would have not told him that this book is one of my favorite books of all time, and I would not be doing this if I did not feel that way. So, uh, again, just books shouldn't be that hard to take a chance on. I mean, especially with how affordable this book is. I will be doing the postcard giveaway too if you prefer the ebook. So that's even a greater deal. Just pay $5 for the ebook, but it has to be a pre-order, and just email me a copy of that, and then those 5 postcards will be going in the mail to you. So yeah, even if you don't like books, number one would be a great gift for someone else in your life who does like books, because I guarantee you know somebody who likes books. Number 2, if you don't like books and for some reason you don't know who to give this book to, you get 5 free postcards from me, 5 of my best postcards that I pulled for myself to list on eBay. So really, it's a no-brainer, and no, my channel has not been hijacked. This is not AI. This is actually me, and yeah, these postcards could be yours. My brother's giving away a really unique postcard for his book too. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the book or how this works. My brother can probably hop in the comments and answer some questions too if you have any specifics. I only read it. I'm not the writer, but yeah, it's an incredible book. And again, I don't do things like this on this channel. If you've been watching for any amount of time, I have over 100 videos, and not a single video is like this. I don't take sponsorships. I don't do anything like that. When I do talk about software like WorthPoint, it's because I am bashing them and I'm telling you not to use them. So I just wanted to make this video because it was a really, really unique thing, and your brother only writes his first book once in your life. So yeah, wanted to help him out as much as possible. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. And if you have half of a brain, I hope to be hearing from you by email soon to claim your 5 postcards. But thanks again.